basically when I came back to UK and then I was around, all right, mate, how you doing, girl? Everything was gone. I lost it.
Oh,
but at least you can speak a little bit of Chi, right?
Small. If I hear it, I understand what people are saying, but I need to learn again.
You know the funny part of it? If probably I asked you a question in Chi, you won't. But if I insult you in Chi, you understand.
100%. 100%.
That's not fair.
100%. But I think that's the way with many countries.
Exactly.
Many countries, when you go to different places, like I played in Cyprus, and in Cyprus, the first words you hear are the insulting words because people want to, like, they may say it's a joke, but or banter as they call it, but you pick it up slowly but surely. Or the main things you probably hear is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and then insults. And I think that's probably the same in every country, in most countries. So
I learned they start learning languages by insults.
Possibly, yes.
Cool.
So, Mr. Eric,
you
are an ex-footballer, right?
Yeah.
Why are you an ex? What makes you stop playing football?
I'll say 2 injuries.
2 injuries?
Yeah.
Whoa, what was the injury about?
Yeah.
Is it a knee injury or?
The first one was my thigh. I had a very serious injury that took me off for 2 years. It got broken and...
So what are some of the teams that you played for? I believe you were in Ghana.
Yeah.
So what are some of the teams?
I had my first injury way back, but then I was in school. When I come back, I played for the schools, and later after school, I just joined a team in Kaswa. We were in the first division, it's called Fazan FC, and those time my teammate is Habib Mohammed. He joined the Black Star 2006 for doing a World Cup in Germany. And I would say that after my injury, that's brought me in. And I was basically, I was good in sports, and academically I was also very good. So trying to combine sport and education, and I saw that in fact the sports, I've gotten a very terrible injury in which I have to choose between the sport and education. So I have to move to education.
Okay. So you left the sports and moved in education?
Yeah, not, well, I left it for being professional, but alongside I play.
Okay, so you still play?
So in your leisure time, kind of, as fun. Kind of.
But even when I came to this country, I played for 3 teams. We have this normal, these community teams. We call it them Sunday and Saturday leagues. I believe that for Chris, you know it.
In Ghana, yes.
No, yeah.
Oh, here, Sunday and Saturday leagues, yes, but in Ghana as well, yes.
Yeah,
same.
we play it, and it's alongside. I play. There's a team in Barnet. I played there for 2 years, and there's under 2 teams in Hatfield. I play with them, but alongside I had another injury with my knee. I treated my knee 3 years ago, and it's became
so if you look at it, your family people just didn't want you to play football.
Because if you
anytime you try it, you get an injury.
Yeah, of course.
My advice is just leave it.
Oh yeah, at the moment I know.
I think he
I don't
already.
Yeah, I don't mean I'm not playing.
So which part were you? Were you a defender, striker, or a midfielder? What were you?
My original position was like right midfield. Okay. It's the wings that normally we call the number 7 because of my speed. Yeah, but at times most coaches try to vary their tactics. Yeah. When sometimes I play defend, that's the right back because of the speed. So.
But your original was 7. That's the wings.
The wings.
So will it be okay for me to call you number 7 if you don't mind? So now, Chris, I've heard you are a striker. You said.
Yes, number 9.
I've heard you've given us so many fantastic goals.
I
was actually reading about
Wikipedia,
you. Yeah, I was reading about you. Out of
it's a lot.
It's a lot of goals. tell me, what was the magic?
I don't know. Back in my semi-professional career, I was playing for a team called Dulwich Hamlet, and it was just the 1 year where I just enjoyed playing football. I was working at the same time, but I was just enjoying playing. I was enjoying having fun, and this is why I'd like to pass on to like juniors or ones coming after me. Is that the more you enjoy the game, the more you flourish, and it doesn't become a business. But that particular year, I was enjoying my game, and I scored, I think, 30 goals by Christmas.
Wow.
And then I got the phone call from...
In how many matches you got the 30 goals?
I think it was 30 goals in 31 games, something like this.
Oh yeah, I think
So
I read
by
about it.
Christmas. So then I went to... And then Charlton Athletic called me. And at that time, you don't expect that to happen because Dulwich Hamlet was in maybe the 8th division in England, which is low. And for Charlton, someone at Charlton who was in the Premier League to call you, it's like, what? Really? And I didn't. Even when the manager told me, I didn't believe him. I said, "You're joking." I said, "Tell me the real story." And he said, "No, it's Charlton. You're going next week." So then I had to make the phone call to my work to say, "Look, I'm going to Charlton." They said my work obviously don't believe as well. They say, "You're joking." I said, "I'm not. I wish I was joking, but I'm not." And then it just propelled after this, one thing after another. I went on trial for 1 week. Within 3 days, they wanted to offer me a contract, and the sky was the limit after that. But like Eric as well, I went on loan from Charlton to Gillingham and scored a lot of goals. I scored, I think, 11 goals in 11 games, and then Charlton called me back. And then on my return for Charlton, I scored again for my first goal for Charlton, and then I think I was about to play one of my first league games, one of my first league games, because I'd come off the bench a lot, but I was about to start one of my first league games, and I was walking into a hotel, and I turned, and as I turned, my knee went.
Oh.
And literally at that point, that was my season finished. I was out for 5 months. I had to have surgery on my knee, and it was almost a blessing that it happened. The surgeon said it was a blessing. It happened at that time where I was walking in a hotel. If it was on the field, maybe it'd have been worse. But I came back bigger and stronger. I felt like I left, or I got injured as a boy, but I came back as a man. And when I came back, I felt powerful. I felt ready to go again. But as many Charlton fans would probably say, I wasn't really given the chance to excel at Charlton, and before I knew it, the club was spiraling down, and I had to think of my next step, and that took me to Cyprus.
Oh, okay. So now you said you are no more with. Are you in any team?
I'm out of contract at the moment.
You are out of
I'm
contract.
currently negotiating with different clubs at the moment to see who's going to come with the best offer, and possibly if it means I go back to semi-professional or I go back into the professional game, we'll see who comes up with the best offer. And for me, it's where am I going to enjoy my football the most?
Okay.
Because now I'm coming to the back end, I just want to enjoy it again. I've had enjoyment, then very serious, and now it's like I want to enjoy it again. So we'll see where I enjoy next.
That's not bad. So, Mr. Eric, what are you doing now? Since you are an ex-footballer, what are you doing now?
This is a serious question.
I just want to know. The viewers want to know.
Well, football has, I would say, a very short period. Those playing in the Premiership, those professionals that you can mention their names like Messi, Ronaldo, they have, we call them short period, like probably 12 years of career, some 15 years. So you plan according to such years, and after the year, what do you do? That's why I was saying in the beginning that, listen, for me, the sport couldn't actually, I couldn't have any thing to do with the sport because of those injuries. But I also the brain is there. I went to school, and at the moment I'm also working with a different company which is also earning me money.
Oh, okay. So you are earning as much as you wanted to anyway.
Yeah, I don't mean to see these footballers, the type of earnings.
But you are doing all right.
Yeah.
Basically. That is good. That's good. So were there any challenges apart from the injuries? If you want to break into the football, scene, were there any challenges for you? Because I know most of your ones were in Ghana, I believe.
Yeah.
So let's just tackle that. Were there any challenges for those of our viewers who wants to go into football and stuff?
Well, I would say at the moment, I believe that most families and most parents now do understand how the sport is being increased and is being grown as the whole world is known football, how people are also earning in football. Those days when we were young, we were playing for coach. You go out, you come back, and there's empty bowl for you to eat.
Yeah, because your parents don't
exactly.
like accept it.
And I would say those time in Ghana, it would be most of the challenges for those young footballers coming up.
Yeah.
But the moment, I would say that now, 90% of the parents, they've understood how the game is. So even though go an extent of even they don't have any money to buy the kids football kit, the boots, the hose, they will try to go for a loan to buy them, but with the hope that in future.
Yeah, I agree.
But during our time,
it wasn't.
well,
like
I'm
that.
not that old, but during our time,
Maybe you were young, you never know.
Yeah, but I say during our time, you go out, you come, and there's a very nice king
Waiting for you.
Yeah, nice king waiting for you.
So you think that those are just the challenges when you are trying to be a footballer?
Exactly, and just
that your parents.
Yeah,
so now there are no any other challenges if you want to be a footballer.
At the moment you can, because that's not.
At the moment I would say that it's not 100%. Like I said, I don't mean now most of the parents in Ghana, or let's say in Africa, they've understood.
I think the mentality has changed.
Yeah, the mentality has changed. That's what I'm saying.
I want to make it like broad, like take it out from family, like not really parents that are challenging in when you want to be a footballer.
So is there any external challenges?
External,
that's what should
and even in the club or
in the financial aspect.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you need to buy football boots, and those footballers in Ghana, we don't have good facilities as compared to here.
Did you have a manager then?
Manager? I would say no, because I was.
You didn't even have enough to hire a manager anyway.
Oh no! No. I would say I know because we're playing for these local teams. The owner of their teams probably we choose them to be our manager because because they'll tell you to come to camp, and they don't come as like the way they used to come people in professional aspect. You need to stay in a hotel. No. In Ghana, no, we don't do that.
Okay.
You come from your house to training. If it's match day, you come from your house and you just go straight to where you'll be asked to assemble yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So good. So Mr. Chris, is it okay if I call you Mr. Chris? Anyway, what about you? Were there any challenges when you wanted to be a footballer growing up? Were your parents supportive?
I'd say my mother was very, very supportive.
Before that, I think are you 100% Ghanaian?
I'm half Ghanaian, half Jamaican.
Yes, I think I read something about
my father is Ghanaian, my mother is Jamaican.
Okay, so now you understand.
So physically, my father gave me probably the qualities because he believed he was John Barnes from way back. But I'd say in regards to being able to take me here and take me there, my mother was a prominent figure, and I believe even in my setbacks, she was there to push me because she's also a spiritual warrior as well. So she's a pastor. My mother's a pastor as well. So
that's a good one.
To have that kind of foundation behind me was very, very good.
So is it all right for me to say that's why all this injury couldn't affect you? Even when the
There was-
family people don't want you to play football, your mother's prayers kept you.
My
Was your
mother.
mom a prayerful one?
I said no, you'd be our party.
If you
I'll be
have
asking that question.
No, let's Chris finish.
No, without shadow of a doubt, a lot of people always say to me, "How did you get from here to here?" And I say, okay, I have ability, but my mom. I tell them all the time. I say, my mom's the one that carried me to where I am. So, but setbacks wise and challenges, I remember when I was 11. It's funny, I was 11 and I got called for to go and do trial for Charlton against the same team.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what it was, and I didn't understand how good I was at that time, or I understand anything about the tactics of the game or anything. All I knew was to score goals. And literally, I remember going in and they were asking me to do certain drills, and I thought I was doing really well, because at the end of the drill, you score a goal.
You have to score, yeah. That's
But
what it's about.
the passing wasn't really good, everything, but I would somehow get the chance to score the goal. But that's not what they were looking for. They were looking at how I can develop into as a professional footballer, and they didn't. And so I remember after maybe, I think it was a 6-week trial, and after maybe 3 weeks, they said, no, we don't want this guy. And looking back on it, as I grew up, I realized, oh wow, I was on a trial, and I didn't realize, because I didn't have the knowledge of it. And I'd say that the challenge at that point became ignited in me, because as much as I didn't necessarily focus my all on football, I knew that if there was a way that I could make it as a sportsman in anything, it would be football. And I would now have to prove the people who doubted me when I was unaware and didn't have the knowledge wrong. I had to prove them wrong from now going forward. So as much as I was having fun, I was enjoying also proving people wrong. And I've lived by that motto for my whole life since, to know that there's a lot of people out there who will try to tell you that you cannot do it.
But
And
you
I
can.
say,
You got to believe in
you
yourself.
have to believe in yourself.
You
have to believe in yourself.
So viewers, you hear that, you need to believe in yourself and prove them that you can do it.
Definitely.
Because you've got in you, definitely.
And I think, touching on what Eric was saying as well, in regards to not necessarily just family, but the foundations that are now put in place, because Europe has now opened its arms to African footballers massively. We're now coming back home to open up foundations, open up academies, open up and giving opportunities for young African players to come to Europe, because whereas before they didn't have that opportunity, there was no chance for that. But now that there is that foundation, it's even more. I wouldn't say it's not easy. It's not easier, but there's avenues that you can go down, because as you get older in football, you start to realize it's not necessarily just how good you are. It's not necessarily how well you know the game. It's also who you know and who can take you into that right direction. And for me, I feel like I know many players now who are doing many academies and trying to open up their arms to African players, because another thing is that football is not just in Europe, and this is what I learned by traveling. It's not just in Europe; it's all over the world, and everybody has their desire to be a professional footballer in any capacity. It doesn't have to be in England. It's good to be in England, because if you're in the Premier League, you're in the Golden Chalice, of course. Okay. That's where the most money is. But in regards to learning about the game, I learned more about football and the tactics of the game abroad than I did here.
Okay.
That's how I feel. And when I went to Cyprus, when I went to China, I learned so much. I educated myself on the game that I was playing and my profession and my life, for my livelihood. And I believe that now that I'm at a stage, and me as well as many before me are at a stage where we can now influence younger players, especially younger players from Africa. We can bring them all through and open up avenues for them too.
So from what you were saying, growing up, you've always wanted to be a footballer, right?
No.
Is it? So
No.
What was
Nobody
your...
goes out to be
No.
what they want to be, you know.
What were you wanted to be?
I was, from when I was 5, I was known to be the dancer and the singer of the family.
Oh.
And that was...
You were not too far off. It's still entertainment.
And it was entertainment.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I remember when I was even at Gillingham, I had an interview one time, and they asked me, you really enjoy like playing the game? And I said, you know what? It's not just enjoying playing the game. I definitely enjoy playing the game. I love playing the game of football. I love scoring goals. But you know what gives me a lot of drive is that I can perform in front of all these people, and it's a form of entertainment for me, because I want those people to go home feeling the good energy that I've given to them and left in that stadium.
So did you have a backup plan? You have a backup plan?
That would have been my backup plan. My backup plan
Okay.
was going to be to go into performing arts. I was before football. I went to the Brits Performing Arts College in Croydon, and that would have been my backup plan to go into performing arts, whether it be in musical theatre, music or drama, some form of entertainment, and it possibly could still happen after football, but
it can happen. It doesn't.
I think I'll be a bit too old for that.
No, you're not.
So,
age is just a number, isn't it?
Let's talk about Ghana football now, Mr. Sam.
okay.
Yep.
What do you think about Ghana football now as a whole? Why did we not qualify to the World Cup? What do you think are the challenges that we're facing?
Corruption.
Wow. Wow.
Well, as your co-host Tina was saying, corruption. For me, it's not only corruption, mismanagement, and also they found that they were not trying to support
Who
the
wasn't
team.
supporting?
Ghanaian as a whole.
Ghanaians weren't supporting the team.
Because our last workout that we went in Brazil, there was a problem that happened concerning when some of the players were they actually disobey certain rules that were being assigned to them to follow.
Okay.
They were not, and eventually it got to a point that they said Solomon Tay was even slapping an official.
Wow.
So because of that, in fact, you can say that we performed very badly as compared to those two previous records that Ghana has able to participate.
Okay.
We went to 2006 in Germany. We were able to be in the 116 stage. We went to 2010, probably 2010 in South Africa. I was there. Ghana performed very well, and we were the only team in Africa to push Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually we came back to Ghana with a lot of smile on people's face. But in 2014, it was very abysmal. And because of that, the love and the interest Ghanaians showed in Black Star for 2010, it wasn't the same in 2014 after. So people decided, okay, first of all, the president at that time decided to set up a committee to look into the situation, to be able to find out the problem and how best we can solve it. So they set up a committee and they came out and listen, this is what happened. And there were certain players that they said they shouldn't be called again into Black Star. The loss of Sule Muntari and
so they weren't called again, or they
after 2014 World Cup, they haven't been called again. And
so do you think that's had a big impact on us not qualifying for this World Cup?
Of course, because listen, Muntari, KP Boateng, that is Kevin Prince Boateng. I mean, yes, they are very fantastic, I would say, footballers.
Yeah.
Which, if they had been part in the qualifying series, they could have even influenced the game because experience is very paramount in football. The strength might not be there, but the young ones need such experience to be able to push them. Yeah. Now at the moment, Chris is in his stage of bringing his career to an end.
Okay.
But the experience that he has gotten right from, as I was saying, right from when he started playing those big teams like Charlton Athletic. But then I watched him when I was in Ghana. And you can see that those times, they were in the Premiership. And all those experience, when it comes to like playing in the, this junior team, that upcoming players, there will be certain things that he has able to see in it that they need to learn it from him.
Yeah. Experience is the best teacher.
Yeah, so I mean, there are certain things these young players, they'll go sometimes once they are playing, they meet big stars. There's some fear in them. So if you have an experienced player, that experienced player.
So would you say in Ghana football we need discipline in Ghana football?
Of course.
Yeah.
Even not in Ghana, everywhere there's discipline.
Yeah. But it looks like, from what you're telling me, there wasn't like enough discipline for a player to go and attack an official. I think it's something that...
Whoa. What I learned, and I watched the proceeding from the committee.
Yeah.
It was being shown live on Ghana Telly. What I saw that was they all called all those people involved to give account to whatever happened there, and I saw that. Listen, there were a lot of officials.
Were you part of the committee?
No,
but you watch it.
Yeah, I watch it, and there were a lot of officials. Now you cannot have 23 players for a tournament, and you have like 15 officials.
Okay.
For what?
I don't know football, so I can comment.
Yeah. So they were complaining, and what is due for them, they were not even actually receiving. So they said, now even it got to a time that when we were playing our last month, the third match, the player decided that without them receiving the money, they're not going to play.
Okay, so Portugal. You mean they weren't getting paid? That's what you want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what would be
they were promising them
because of time? So can we get what would be your take on the corruption? I know corruption is everywhere. Don't get me wrong. But I believe the corruption in Ghana football is immense.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Well, the moment that like you were saying, see, as you said, corruption is everywhere. And I believe that we shouldn't only focus in one sector. I see the whole country. The corruption is at this sector. Corruption is everywhere. But I believe that now Anas, being a journalist,
we'll come to Anas. So let's say this. Chris, what's your take on Ghana football?
I believe it's blossomed massively since as far back as 2000, 2002.
Yeah.
I think it was 2002 when we played Brazil, yes, and Ronaldo did this skill, but we were at that point. I believe we were shining. We were in the right direction. 2010 we were flying, and okay, there's been some issues in 2014, which has been obviously highlighted. From a player standpoint, I fully understand why, because I could see from what I've read and what I've seen that they would, like Eric said, there's no need for you to have 23 players and 15 officials in the camp. End of the day, you've got your coaches, you've got your manager, and there's no need for, and then you have the president and maybe vice president. You don't need so many people. But the problem is that when players, irrespective of money, when players see all these people coming, they realize, one, that people are obviously being paid to come.
Definitely.
And two, if they're being paid to come, then why are you that? And my money's coming late. Then what's the situation here? If this guy is not playing and he's not doing anything to be here, then why is he here?
Yeah.
So, and if this is the reason as to why you're delaying in my own payment when I'm about to go and run for 90 minutes against one of the best countries in the world, of course we're going to have an issue. And also at that time, I think they were looked upon as senior players as well. You have to remember, these are not small players. Suleiman Tari and Kevin Prince Boateng were not small players. They were bordering on senior players, and there's a certain level of respect that you need to have for these players, because these players have done they've paid their dues. You understand? And for me, I understand, like I said, from a player's perspective, where they're coming from. But for Ghana football, in regards to not qualifying for this World Cup, we was close, but we shouldn't have got to that stage, because we've got enough players, whether it be seniors or juniors, to
they could have gotten in
to have qualified. There's no need for it to get to the last game and then we have to worry about playing against the officials and all this. And listen. Like, there's corruption in football everywhere, but I don't feel it was everyone against Ghana. That's why we didn't qualify. At the end of the day, we're a good enough nation to qualify long before we get to the last game. And but going forward, because that's where we need to be looking.
Yes, going forward.
Going forward, I think obviously there needs to be a massive reshape, which I believe there's happening now, and we need to look to the youth as well as the experience, because the experience for the ones who are now in 4 years they'll be experienced.
Definitely.
So we're looking at Harrison Aful. We're looking at John Mensah. These players will soon be experienced players. And we need to bring them in, and they need to teach the younger ones as well, and bring Ghana back into the fold, because everybody knows, whether I don't care if you're Nigeria, Ivory Coast, if you're South Africa, if you're Democratic Republic of Congo, you know the nation to watch out for when it comes to African football is Ghana.
Yes.
Simple. And for us to not be there, you see already, Senegal was fantastic, I believe. Yeah. But you see, for us not to be there, it's very shocking.
It was like we were missing some sort of African.
I believe the Nigerians tried.
Yes, I was going to ask you what
they had a strong group. They had a strong group. So it was, and for them to end on Argentina was going to be always difficult.
Definitely.
But Senegal was out on a technicality of yellow cards, so they went out on this, and this is very bad because they were flying the flag for Africa.
Yeah.
Egypt was all dependent on one player, Mo Salah. And once they realized he wasn't going to be 100%, they were never going to perform 100%.
The teams were all shaky.
All of them, Morocco, Tunisia. I feel that there was no dominant force there for me. Yeah. And a dominant force would have been Nigeria is a dominant force, but for me, Ivory Coast and Ghana, these two teams were missing.
Talking about Ivory
Coast, those two teams were the ones who we looked to shine the light. Understand? But going forward, we now know. It's one thing I learned is that you make mistakes to make improvements.
Definitely.
And your biggest improvement is off your last mistake.
Yes.
So now we've seen the mistakes and the errors that have been made. It's time for us to improve and move forward.
Start all over again.
Mr. Sam, going forward, what do you think Ghana football should do?
Well, actually, I agree with what Chris is saying. As a country going forward, I believe now to add this, GFA is no more.
Yeah. But I believe it's going to come back. They've just dissolved it.
So I believe that let's wait for the outcome.
The new GFA, kind of.
They went to FIFA, I think yesterday, and FIFA has actually given them what they have to do.
Yeah.
In Africa, sometimes they try to put fear in the people that see when the government decides to try to invade into the privacy of the football association. They try to use the FIFA to scare people. But in African football, you cannot go away with the government.
Yeah.
The government that was gives money to all the national teams. When Blaster is going to play, when the 20 is going to play, it's the same government that gives us money.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Europe, like UK, when the Three Lions is going to play, it's not the government that gives the money.
Yeah.
It's the FA. The FA decided to look for money for themselves.
Yeah.
So the issue of Europe cannot be, equate to the Africa.
Yeah.
So at the moment, now FIFA has given them the directive that now go back to Ghana. Now the government is going to set up a committee, bring their people, and also the football people also need to bring some of them to join that committee to be able to look into whatever has happened and the way forward to be able to create a new.
So you talking about whatever has happened. We all know what happened.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that and Anas investigation that he did? What's your take on that?
Well,
do you think it was right? Was it the right journalism? Do you think it was necessary?
Yeah, because as you're saying,
do you think he's been fair?
Just football.
Well, I supported Anas whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
It's not only football that is able to bring out those corruption. There are a lot of sectors in Ghana that is able to bring out those.
Definitely. Yeah.
But there's another way people are also saying concerning there's another MP in Ghana bringing out certain things that Anas has done, which is not right.
Yeah.
But for me, I was able to follow him a certain video, and I believe that.
Have you watched Kennedy's video?
Of course.
Do you think Anas is as guilty
Of course, I mean, I'll say he's no saint.
But
He's no saint. And
anyway, what
that,
I think is, I'm not sure if it's the right journalism, I would say,
Yeah.
because everyone's got the right for their own privacy.
yeah.
And I believe those kind of journalism, it won't be in the Western world. It's not going to be like, it's not going to be taken in the Western world.
Yeah.
Because even here now data protection has even changed.
Yeah.
Few years back, few months, weeks or something
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things you can't even keep. You need to ask permission from that person.
Yeah.
So you going to hide cameras and videoing whatever. Bear in mind, because you are videoing, whatever you probably will say, you can edit that and cut that off. Whatever you will take, your share of it, you probably will edit it and take that
Exactly.
off. So how genuine or how accurate do you think that journalism is?
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with all those who are just trying to praise, announce, and leave what Kennedy Japan was saying.
Yeah.
Listen, I support both of them, but there's there's a saying in Akana says there's no smoke without fire.
Definitely,
So,
yeah.
whatever account or whatever allegation Kennedy Japan is raising
Needs to be looked into.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you cannot just put it aside and say because you only people are only trying to focus on the GFA president that he's corrupt. So listen, if he's corrupt, he's an individual.
Definitely.
Now, the same Kennedy Japan brought a lot of allegations and eventually it has even helped. Even now, there's another new good news. For me, I see it to be good news.
Yeah.
Maybe depending who that you support, I see it to be good news. But you see, the same person brought all those allegations. There are a lot of scandals which is going on. No, but whatever he is saying, people cannot just say that no, he talks too much. He talks too much. But the merit of the case is what's actually matters. Leave the personality aside. And look into
the issues that he's bringing.
You understand? So I believe that Anas is doing good job, but the procedure he can change it small. Listen,
like going to
the video he showed in the, saying that the GFA president is corrupt. The only thing we saw is that there's money on the table taking it.
And people are
But
picking
what
it
transpires?
The money to be on the table.
Now, you can give me something like, I can give you this, take this for free. And the only thing that was shown,
Was
you
them taking it. Yeah.
So literally,
who was giving it?
People watching might say that, okay, you stole my phone. But if the whole video, we have the preview to watch it, people will say that, oh, I gave the phone to her that take it for free.
So especially when you're trying to talk to someone that, oh, I'm going to give you this, we were going to do this together, and then you take yours, you edit the video and you take your part, and it looks to me it was more of an agreement between Anat and whatever.
Yeah.
But Chris, have you heard that story?
I've only heard it in parts. I try to stay away from politics as much as possible.
This is not politics. This
But,
is
but,
kind of football.
but I understand it's football politics. I try to stay away from it as much as possible. But I understand what you're saying. Like, I understand what you're saying because obviously it happened in UK as well, and many undercover reporters went over the last 2-3 years. They went undercover and they interviewed certain managers, certain players, and exposed them. Even the England manager from before, Sam Allardyce, lost his job because of it. Because it's not sneaky journalism. It's, at the end of the day, you need to know who you're speaking to, and you need to be aware of what you're saying, and know the consequences of your actions.
Definitely.
And irrespective of whether somebody can alter a video or not, I believe that you know the base of what the meeting is. And if you're true to yourself, then you understand that, listen, this is right, and this is right, and this is wrong, this is wrong.
It's wrong, it's wrong, right, it's right.
We're trying to compare the issue of Big Sam to that of Anas case.
Yeah.
Now, Big Sam case, I'll say, is quite different with this. You know the type of question they ask. I mean, the journalist asks Big Sam.
Yeah.
So you see the question and you see the answer. But regarding this, you can't see the question. You can only see the answers.
You just see that he's taking the money and that's it. Okay. Well, like I said, I haven't seen it in that detail, so I can't really make a comment. But on a general scale, I feel like I said, if you know you're doing right, you know you're doing right. If you know you're doing wrong, you know you're doing wrong.
Whether cameras are there or
so
not,
if he's got a case to prove, then they'll prove their case. But if not, then everyone moves on. But
so Ghana football, do we have a future?
Of course, as long as there's football, there's Ghanaian players who want to be the next superstar, and people behind the scenes who want to push these young players to be the best that they can be, authentically. There's no reason why. There's no reason why we can't soar, because who can stop Ghana realistically? There's not too many. Look at the players that even in the last 20 years and beyond and before that we've created, we've brought to the forefront. There's so many. There's countless that people, and even more to come, and even ones that went pushed to the side and then went somewhere else and made something for themselves. So it's of course there's a future. There's definitely a future.
Mr. Sam, do we have a future?
Yes, we have a future.
How far is the future? Is it really far?
Well, I can say that now there's a way forward now with this issue regarding ANAS and the GFA. Now GFA is no more, so that's why the FIFA has just directed the committee that this is what you need to do, because in terms of players, quality players, not just players, quality player, Ghana will done good to the entire world.
Yeah.
We can mention a lot of stars that come out, Abedi Pele, Tony Yeboah, Sami Kufo. There are lots. You understand? Mike Eastern, Montari, there are a lot. No, so there are more players coming. Now, so listen, when you go to Ghana, there are some villages you can really see players better than all these people.
Yeah.
But like what Chris was saying in the beginning, that sometimes who can push you.
Exactly. So at the moment, we're going to go for a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to touch a little bit personal. Let's see how it goes.
No problem.
So welcome back, viewers. As we said, we just need a little break. It's really, really hot in the UK here. It's like in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
What's the degrees today?
Close.
I think
we have to
it
go
is.
to the beach afterwards.
But in Ghana, it's normally in the 30s anyway.
Yeah.
So we're not far from it.
More than that. I think it's
Kumasi is fine.
like 35.
Yeah.
Accra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kumasi is alright.
Whoa. Anyway, so
Kumasi is alright. It's 29.
No, when you go to even North is more than that.
all right. So let's back to business. Okay. So, Mr. Chris, are you married?
Please don't be married.
No.
Well, really?
Okay.
Please don't be married.
Wow.
Seriously?
Please don't be married. No, I'm not married.
But you are with someone?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm single.
Oh,
No,
wow.
but you are dating.
I'm single.
Single. Okay.
Are you
Single.
sure
Can you just look in the
She's
camera and say you're single?
I'm single, and if
Okay.
anyone gets upset by this, then I'll be surprised. I'll be as surprised
Oh my goodness.
because I'm single.
Any junior Chris around?
There is Jeremiah.
Oh, wow.
Jeremiah
That's a good
Dickson. He's 7.
That's good.
Is he also a footballer?
He's
coming up.
potentially, but he's a man of a boy of many sports, and at the moment he's enjoying tennis more than anything. So
you want to be the next mirror.
yes, he doesn't have to follow my footsteps. I will never pressure him into it. I believe he's open to want to do what you want to do. If you want to swim, you swim. If you want to play tennis, basketball, whatever you want to do. But yeah, he's growing up very quickly, and I'm a very proud father.
So do you have any other business apart from the football? Because I've heard something.
I'm currently starting a personal training brand,
Okay.
which is going to be called CAD PT. cardio, athletic, dietary training, and personal training. I'm currently finishing my level 3 in personal training, my personal training course. So once I finish that, I'll be the personal trainer for you to go to. I believe that.
Have I got your number already?
So I believe that. I've always had to think about life after football, and the natural transition for me is that when anyone that meets me, they always say to me, "How old are you?" And I say 33, and they say, "Whoa, what? No chance. You look in good condition." Like no. And I said, I say to them, "Okay, first and foremost, black doesn't crack, but of course, more than anything, I look after myself, and I've always tried to look after myself to the best of my ability." So. It feel only right and as I said, a natural transition for me to go into personal training and help others to be the best physical condition they can be, whether they're whether they're athlete, whether they're sportsman or woman, whether they want to just model or they want to look good, or just general. You want to be healthy.
Definitely, I want to be healthy.
For me, health is wealth, and that's the direction we want to head. We want to aim to, and. Between me and my partner, we're good to go.
Partner?
As in personal training partner, business partner, personal training.
He's trying to confuse.
Wow, these girls pounced on me like real quick. Partner. No, personal training partner.
It's clarified, business partner.
Yes, business partner. Other than that, that's it really.
You haven't any other cocktail?
What?
I've done a lot of research about you before.
I help in a brand or a shop called Mr. Drinks UK. Okay. I participate, and that's what I like to call it. Participate in helping the shop move forward. We specialize in alcoholic brands of the most marketable nature. So everything you see on these music videos from these music artists, whether it be Diddy Ciroc or Belair with Rick Ross, or even 50 Cent effing, or there's numerous, Jay-Z, do say. So we specialize. We're based in Streatham High Street. To come down, and we've got the best alcoholic slushies ever. So if you know about Mr. Drinks, you know about alcoholic slushies.
Whoa,
definitely.
Okay. So, you know what? I just heard about a couple of weeks back that Asamoah has also got a bar in Ghana now.
Okay.
So it feels for me like all our footballers are diverting into at the end of your hard day. Is it alcohol?
No, do you know what? Honestly, I don't drink from the shop. If I'm honest, I don't. It's not something that especially I always thought to myself I was going to have conflicting interests because I want to go into the personal training, but I've also got this with the shop. But for me, I don't tell my clients to come and work with me and then go to the shop and drink alcohol. At the end of the day, you need to stick with your nutrition, because nutrition is the main thing in personal training. If you don't look after your body, what you consume, there's no point. You can run as much as you want, but if you're eating takeaway food every day, you're not going to get anywhere.
I think that can be your first project.
No problem. Maybe my sixth, because we've got a few. I've got a few clients now.
Good.
But in regards to the shop itself, yes. Listen. Everyone likes to have a good time. There's always time for a little cheat day as well. But we help. Obviously, people have parties, christenings, weddings. So if everyone wants to drink at their occasions, we're the place to go to.
Great, Mr. Sam.
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Any small Sams running around?
Wow.
Okay, the bread was so much. I don't know.
Whoa! I think I need a drink after that question.
Any little Sams? Little Erics?
Any little Sams?
Yeah, I have one. I have one daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's 8.5.
We don't do halves here. She's 8.
8.
Definitely.
I'll say 8.5.
Okay, good. We are not in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's 8.
I'll say she's 9.
Okay.
9.
She's 9. Okay. So.
Okay.
Single?
Yeah.
Looking at camera and saying single?
Wow.
Yeah.
Single?
You're gonna ask a very strange question. I'm waiting for this question.
I understand.
I'm not attached.
Why are they all single?
What month are we in? Where
June.
Okay.
I think the last day
Just the last
of
day of June, yeah.
So by the time we get to September, maybe I might be off the market, but we'll see in it, because for me it happens in seasons, you know. Summertime, everybody comes out, everybody comes to play.
You give me something to think about.
No, yeah.
You will not. You don't. You have. If you have not even met that person, you're pretty confident.
By the time
There's someone in the pipeline.
No, there's not even someone in the pipeline. But for
not
me,
even
I'm a very honest person. So I will say personally that men and women tend to think alike. As much as they men and women tend to think alike, and they may not disclose it openly, but this is where it is. That come spring and summer, everybody wants to show themselves because the sun is out. Sun is out. They want to show themselves. They want to enjoy
the nature of my job. I can't really show myself. Okay.
So, and then by the time you get to autumn and winter, you want somebody. It's cold, and you want everyone's covered. You want to go into your natural habitat and with your partner and canoodle. Now it's up to you whether by the time you get back round to spring, you're still holding on to that person. But if you're not, then everybody's coming out to play again.
Oh. Okay.
Nice one.
Any words for the youth? You want to any advice for the youth, especially Ghanaian youth and the Ghana football?
For me personally, I just feel that perseverance is key, first and foremost. Anybody that tells you you cannot do something, there's only two people in this world that can stop you from doing it. In this world and outside of this world. One is yourself, and two is God. Finished. There's nobody else that can stop you from getting where you want to go. I've stuck by that motto. There's nobody that can tell you you cannot, because you can do it. And so it's only when you believe within yourself that you can't do it, that's when you fail. And for me, the second thing would be, if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail.
Definitely.
Make sure that the goal that you're aiming for, you're heading to, and you are prepared and you're focused to get to the top of the mountain. Because if you're not prepared and you feel that you want to do things half-hearted, I don't believe you can ever do anything in this world 50%. You need to be at least 100%. And if you want to go into something and you feel that you're going to give your all, make sure you give your all, because otherwise failure is around the corner, and we don't do failure.
Definitely. Hence, that's why I said it's either 8 or 9. Yeah. Any words of advice to the youth, especially Ghanaian youth and the football and those who want to come in?
I believe, Chris, what about yes? Any advice that has given out?
Summarize it all.
What I'll add is that, as he was saying, in terms of failure, I believe that no one was born to fail.
Definitely.
So if you fail, don't end it there. Push it on. Push it on. Push it on. What you want, you get it.
Yeah.
And the other one that I need to add is self-discipline.
Definitely.
If you're not self-disciplined, what you want, you cannot achieve it.
Yeah.
If you want to be a footballer, as you're saying, your feeding is very paramount. You cannot eat anyhow. I'm not a footballer at the moment.
Don't you think that's why you were
Because he was eating
maybe.
I know you like fufu so much.
Oh my God.
Maybe. So like, if your team has been giving information that, listen, you eat this time, eat this another time, and you don't obey, it's gonna affect you.
Yeah.
So when the failure comes, you're trying to push over to someone. Meanwhile, you're not disciplined. So the best one is self-discipline and full instruction.
Yes, good. So, last words. Who do you think is going to win this World Cup? Last words. Who do you think will win?
For me,
don't say England. Don't say England.
Come on, we are in England.
No
right?
chance.
We are in
Don't say
England.
England.
No
Oh,
chance.
guys.
No chance. I'm sorry. I'm not biased or listen. I was born here, and I believe they've got a good team.
Fair play.
But for me, I believe the Spanish will win it. I think Spain. I think Spain. I believe Spain will get there.
Well, I pray England wins because as it is. Anyway, Mr.
Eric?
Sam.
I have two at the moment because it's too early.
You got to give me one.
One.
No, it's too early to give.
Just give me one. Let's just see if your predictions are good. I just need one.
Okay. Belgium.
Ooh.
I was in my mind.
Belgium.
Yeah.
They were actually good, you know.
But Belgium will have to play Spain at some point.
Yeah, so Belgium.
Good. So you know what, viewers, this is the end of Let's Talk Girls for today. I had really fantastic two girls with me. I believe you've learned a lot about football today, even though I don't know much, and I believe Tina doesn't know much either. But we've learned a lot, and hopefully we're going to get them some time. Not sure when, but maybe when he's off the market, we'll bring him in the missus, you never know. So until then, keep it locked on Andy D TV. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. We've got fantastic videos every week coming up. Please subscribe to Andy D TV. And until we see you again, Let's Talk Girls, it's Lena and Tina. Bye.
Yeah, baby, I need Rebecca. My God be my provider. He be my protector. So body go higher. Yeah, baby, I need Rebecca. My God be my provider. He be my protector. So I go higher. Oh yeah. Me nyawo biampo boni. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Me nyawo biampo boni. I don't do them anything.